gonna have you. That's usually the trade-off, isn't it, team? Well, let's see how this goes.
Okay. Place the lines.
And you got the
All right, everybody, quick
That's
reminder about having a clear space around you to exercise in. Looks like my head is cut off, so maybe I'll move this back. Please make sure you've got some sort of weight to use today, whether that be water bottle, dumbbell,
Yeah.
anything you would like to use.
Weird. Stays open.
And if you have a stretchy band, we'll have it close by so that we can use it. If you don't have one, that's okay too. All right. And then let's start off with our deep breathing, and this will be your recovery breathing throughout the class. Okay. So breathing in through your nose as best you can, if you can. And then breathing out through pursed lips, like you're blowing out whole bunch of birthday candles. Good, and we're going to repeat that a couple of times. And as we get into our breathing pattern, you keep going through. I forgot to remind you that this is a virtual class, as you might know. So any noise on your end, we can all hear. So please make sure you are muted if there's any noise on your end, even if you just need to ask somebody a quick question or take a phone call. And a reminder that this is your class. It is up to you to adjust the intensity, okay? Brilliant. And now for last practice is, can we inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds? You may or may not be able to. Stay within your capacity. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And do you all remember homework that I gave last week?
We weren't on last week.
That's okay. That's okay. I wouldn't expect that if you weren't here. Now I'm going to start raising and lowering my heels. If you are choosing to stand, this is the point where you want to start stepping 1 foot forward at a time. Okay. Excellent.
I remember it was the sink thing.
There you go. A supported squat to help you build strength in those legs, get into a deeper range of motion. Woo! Well done, Cynthia. Let's start lifting up one arm at a time. My heels are still lifting and lowering. And I realize I'm still not getting sound through my headphones, but do I sound far away or am I clearly heard?
Oh, you're clearly heard.
Perfect. Benefits of a loud voice and a small space. That means I'll put these away for now. All right, so keep lifting and lowering your heels and one arm at a time. So did anyone get a chance to practice our supported squats while holding on for dear life at the sink?
Audio.
Some people did. There we go. And again, some of you weren't aware that there was homework. You get a pass this time. I didn't send out a syllabus or a curriculum.
Get it.
No, I didn't. That was my bad. All right. Now I want your arms at 90 degrees. And what's going to happen is you're going to straighten one arm and straighten out the opposite leg and then bring them back in. So straighten and back, straighten and back. There we go. Then try to keep your arms up as best you can. Good. Make sure you maintain your breathing pattern. Excellent. Good. Okay, and now we're going to switch it up where opposite arm meets opposite knee. And again, lifting that foot off the ground is a bigger range of motion. So if you need less intensity, especially this early on, think about instead of lifting up your foot, maybe you just lift up your heel. Okay. And again, do your best to keep those arms up. If they get sore, then just place them by your side. You can still cross over one hand at a time. And as if that wasn't enough to think about, I need you maintaining your breathing pattern. In through the nose, if you can, but most importantly, out through pursed lips. All right, now changing it up because we are still in warm-up, making sure we're starting slow. I'd like you to lift up one foot as if you're going to put on a sock. And then switch. Lift up your foot as if you're going to put on your sock. Now what's key here is I want you staying upright. I don't want you reaching forward. So even if that foot lifts up just that little, awesome. Just do what you can. And remember, it's your accountability to go at your pace. Do what is challenging yet doable for you. And we are just starting to warm up. There we go. Did everyone get a chance to see or phone or connect with a family member or friend yesterday for Family Day?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well done. That's awesome. And this is almost a continuation of that. We're our own community
Yep.
of
Yes.
exercisers and extraordinaires. All right, now rest there. Now I want your foot tapping up to the side as your arm reaches across. I don't want you twisting on your back, just the arm and leg reaching and bring it back in. So step and reach back, step and reach back, step and reach back, step and reach back. Good, make sure we're staying up tall. Remember, you can do this seated or standing. Remember to maintain your breathing pattern. And if this is one of your first classes back at it or with us in general, making sure you're only doing a couple of repetitions at a time and then resting. You're not trying to keep up to anybody. Everybody's at their own level today. Good work, team. Good. And switching it up. Now I want you to tap your heel forward. And I just want you to slide your opposite arm across to the outside of that knee. Back, bring the foot back in. So it's a step, reach across, back, step. Now, yes, I do reach down a little ways to my knee, but all of that movement comes through my hips and not through my back. Okay, you want to keep the chest up tall and push through your hip to reach forward. Good.
Your shoe should be okay.
Good. So maintain that breathing pattern. If you got any aches or pains today, if a certain exercise or movement doesn't feel right for your body, just make sure you let me know. I've got so many options. There's never a good reason to be doing something that doesn't feel right for you. Sometimes people even complain that, I've got the big list of exercises, and boy, can I also be creative at the drop of the hat. So there's no need to worry. Still get you working hard. There, and rest there. Brilliant. Now, this might be a good opportunity for some of you. Might need to go into that breathing recovery position. So elbows or hands down on the tops of your thighs or on the chair or table close by, but leaning forward slightly, chest stays up, and we can get right back into that breathing pattern. How's everybody feeling so far?
Good.
Good.
Excellent. Love it. Love it, love it. So again, if you are feeling a little bit puffed, this is your chance to take that longer recovery. If you need a bit of active recovery, feel free to lift and lower your heels again while getting into your breathing pattern. Otherwise, I just want you casually stepping forwards and back. And we're going to just do this for a minute. I'll give you the 30-second warning. So again, this gives everybody a chance to recover how they need to recover, because it's all about listening to your body, taking things a little bit slower and steady so that we see improvement, not so that you feel exhausted every time. There we go. And again, seated or standing, whatever feels best for you. Just remember, anytime you do anything standing, have balance support close by, just in case. Because we are trying to focus hard on all of our movements. That sometimes takes your attention away from your balance. There we go. Oh, we're much past the 30-second mark.
We figured.
Okay.
I always have good intentions, but we only have about 10 seconds left. It usually gets you moving for longer, though.
Mhm.
I call that sneaky movement. All right, and rest there. Shake out your hands and your legs. Okay, so today we've had some good balance of cardio exercises and strength exercises. Today I want to add in a little bit more balance and a little bit more strength. Okay, now if you are staying seated, wonderful. There's a couple different ways to still work on your balance and your body's ability to maintain its positioning and you being aware of it. And so some of those ways are minimizing contact with the ground, just like standing. So lifting up one foot, lifting up your heels so just your toes are touching, or the reverse. If you're staying seated, sitting on a pillow or a rolled up towel, that can add a little bit of instability, which can help improve your balance even from a seated position. Okay, so if you need to make any of those adjustments, please feel free to do so. And if you feel comfortable standing, up we get. Right, quick reminder. No, I should be able to actually, if I don't show you or maintain doing something on my left leg, it's just because I'm just at the 2-month mark post knee surgery. So I'm still a little bit limited, but that's good practice for all of us to see. Now, if you are standing, I would like you to have balance support close by. And that close by means you can really quickly put your hand down on it, or if there's a wall, but something you can really easily grab onto, okay? Now, and you can use as much of it or as little bit of it as possible. If you feel like you're hanging on for dear life, standing is not the right option for you today. You should be seated, okay? Now, place one foot in front of the other as if you're standing on a tightrope. And maybe what I'll do, was it difficult to see my feet? I'll lower the camera just a little bit. Okay. There, now we can see So one foot in front of the other. Again, you got that balance support close by. Now, if you're seated, you can just lift up one leg, or you can be in this position. It is up to you. Now, from here, I'd like you to put at least one hand on your hip. Again, you can lightly take off the pressure. And now what I want you to do is to do a slow blink. And what that looks like is closing your eyes for 1 second and opening them. So closing your eyes and opening them. So every time we close our eyes, your body probably gets a little bit more wobbly and goes, uh-oh, where are we? Now, 2 things I want you to focus on are, can you feel your toes pressing down into the ground? And if you think about those glutes, which are your bum muscles, think about clenching them tight. I always joke about trying to crush a walnut between your bum cheeks. And that's going to help you stabilize around your hips to keep your balance. If you can keep from shoulders to hips level, you're better off. So don't worry about your feet wobbling, focus on your hips and shoulders staying still. Okay, you should be doing a slow blink. If it feels too easy, feel free to keep your eyes closed for a bit longer. And if it feels not very challenging and you have a sturdy grip on your balance support, it's time to take off some of that weight. Take off a little bit of that support. Maybe you're down to 3 fingertips, 2 fingertips. Maybe you're doing a touch and back. Take away, touch back. Take away, touch back. Now we're going to switch which foot is in front. So restabilize. It's your other foot in front. And now it's the same thing. Slow blink and open. Can you think about keeping your hips and your shoulders still? Don't worry about your feet wobbling. That little bit of wobbling is just your body trying to collect information about where it is in its environment. Yes, I'm still on the floor. Excellent. Maintain your breathing pattern. And again, same thing if you're seated. Have one leg up and do a slow blink. Maybe you can hold your eyes closed for a longer time. And your goal is, can you keep your hips and shoulders still? Don't let them tilt to one side. Don't let yourself wobble. Good. Well done, team. And rest, okay? Feel free to step your feet out. Now, from here, can we do a 1, 2, 3 step and then lift your knee? So a 1, 2, 3, up. And then down. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. So the goal is, this is now moving into some dynamic balance. So balance with a little bit of movement. 1, 2, 3, up. The longer you hold the up, the harder it is. But don't hold it for much longer than, well, probably 5 to 8 seconds here. Because the goal is, can you stay strong and stable even when you've already been moving? So we transition from moving to balance. So the goal is to not just lift and lower your foot. It's to be in control. 1, 2, 3, the foot lifts, you can balance, and then you can slowly put that foot back down. And you still feel in control of the movement the whole time. Same thing if you're seated. The goal is, can you keep your hips still as your feet march, and then one foot lifts? Because even when you're seated, your hip's going to want to dip down a little bit. Now you've got a couple more of those. You're seated. Just want to point out, Everything's staying level, so it's that 1, 2, 3. And don't let yourself move at all. Keep it up. Push down through one leg as the other lifts up. Good. So it's that 1, 2, 3, up. Core's tight. Glutes are tight. 1, 2, 3, up. Pause. Everything's tight. 1, 2, 3, up. Hold it tight. And rest. Shake it out. Feel free to give me your best dance move. Nice. I had 3 takers on that. Well done. Went, Jill, this is an exercise class, not a dance class. There's boundaries. All right, so that looked awesome, guys. Good things to practice. I'm gonna lift up my camera a little bit now. So the key there is anytime you can fit balance into your schedule, something as simple, something you do every day, brushing your teeth. My head is still cut off, but can you practice staying balanced while brushing your teeth? I'm going to try moving this back just a little bit. Good. Maybe that'll help. All right, now everybody needs their weight. You need your weight. This is why I don't fiddle with the camera after I've already set it up. All right.
Wait.
So you need your weight, whatever you're using. What's that? No, not an actual question for me. Okay. So you do need your weight. Get excited, team. So what's going to happen now? I can see I've really bungled the camera, but I'll show you your next exercise first. Next time I suggest I'm going to move the camera, just say, Jill, no. No. Now, holding the weight in both hands, have a good grip on it. What we're going to do is we are going to either stand all the way up and lift the weight up once you are standing. That's going to add to that bit of balance too, everything under control. Or if you're staying seated, you're going to push your feet into the ground, hold, and you can watch somebody as they stand up. And once they stand up, then you're going to lift up your heels and lift up the weight. Okay, now as you stand up and press that weight up overhead, pause when the weight is fully overhead, and then come down. Okay, if that overhead movement does not feel right for you, feel free to push it out in front of you just a little bit. All right, so the goal is 10 to 15, depending on how you feel today. Off we go. So again, if you're staying seated, push your feet into the ground. Watch somebody stand up, and then you're going to lift up the heels, press up the weight. And down, there we go. Well done. Remember, it's helpful to breathe out as you stand up. Excellent. Remember, lift and lower the weight and lower yourself down with control. There we go. Excellent. Good. You've got a couple more at least. And let's go one last time. Is that better? Let's
Stay
see.
there.
There, no,
What? What do you mean, no? No what? What's not good?
no, it looks good now.
Camera's good.
It's not as good. What's not as good about it? I was just trying to get my head in the camera.
There,
Yeah.
we could,
Yeah.
yeah,
We can see you now.
yeah,
Brilliant.
and your feet.
And my feet. There you go. I might try rearranging the dining table for Thursday, but we'll see. There we go, everybody. Okay, so once you have finished whatever is a good number for you, was challenging and doable, feel free to get it back into that recovery position. Really just focus on your breathing out through pursed lips. And if it's not challenging, do as many as it takes for it to be challenging. Not what you wanted to hear. But that's the fun of it, okay? Now, our next exercise, because most of you are done, and remember, if you still need a little bit of time to recover, to catch your breath, you take that time, that's brilliant. Now, our next movement here is we are going to paddle. So we're going to take our weight, we're gonna go from one shoulder, and we're gonna paddle the weight down across to the opposite hip, and lift it back up. Bring it down and back up. Bring it down and back up. Bring it down, back up. Good. Down, back up.
Okay, what an asshole.
What's wrong? Everything's good, team?
Yep.
Okay, remember to maintain your breathing pattern. And remember, I don't want any twisting at your back. And now if the shoulder is sore, guys, you're in control of the range of movement. It doesn't have to be behind you, right? That's really hard on the shoulder. Start here, paddle down. The tighter you tighten your core, the better this exercise is going to be. Now I see we've got a sore shoulder. Are we okay?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. And switching sides. So up to the shoulder, down across. Up to the shoulder, down across. Up to the shoulder, down across. Good. Got to get everybody ready for spring paddling. And as everybody usually likes to remind me when we do this exercise, I know we're just going in circles. Still good practice. Good. Maintain your breathing pattern, team. Don't get into the habit of holding your breath, especially as we tighten through the core. Good. And rest there. Brilliant. Brilliant, team. All right, now you're going to put, so actually, if you do not have a stretchy band, then you are going to just use your weight. If you do have a stretchy band, please grab it. So the movement with the weight looks like this. You're going to just bend over your thigh. And you're going to have the weight up and you're going to press it behind you and bring it back in. Okay. Now, if you've got the stretchy band, I've got this long one here, you're going to put it over your shoulder. It's over the shoulder. Now one arm crosses over to hold it in place against the shoulder, and your other hand is going to hold on to it and pull it straight down and then slowly come up. So it's going to slowly pull the band down and come up. Pull down and up. Good. Remember, it's helpful to breathe out as you push that hand down. And I don't want your shoulder moving at all. So the shoulder stays still and the elbow straightens. Good. Now, if you've got a light band, what can sometimes be helpful is doubling up. If you need a little bit less resistance, try having more space between your hands, more slack in the band for the starting movement. And switch hands. Good. So again, now your other hand holds across your body, and that other hand is pulling straight down and slowly coming up. Pulling straight down, slowly coming up. Good. Make sure you're breathing out through pursed lips still. Excellent. So I've got the band just over my shoulder. And it's not behind my neck. It's just if I hold it, I should really grab a lighter band with all my dark clothes, but wrap it around. So it's just in this straight line.
Okay.
And now my other hand holds it across. Mary, take your left hand.
Yes,
Show me your left hand.
yes.
Okay, now let go of the band and just wrap that hand across the front of your body.
Well, I'm
Yep.
all big up here.
I know, it's okay. So just, just drape it over your shoulder like a cleaning rag. You know, you put the dish towel over your shoulder sometimes.
Yes,
Brilliant. Now so your right hand is holding the band, right?
yes.
Now take your left hand, bring it across your chest to your shoulder. Nope, without the band.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Good. Excellent, excellent. So a good safety reminder, everybody, if something doesn't quite feel right, you never want the band wrapping around the back or front of your neck. That's always a good flag for you to go, okay, this isn't right. I need to change what I'm doing. Good. You're always welcome to ask questions. I always want to make sure you're being successful as much as we can. All right. Brilliant. And rest. Good. All right, what was the first exercise we did with the weight?
Paddling.
Not paddling.
Hmm.
There's one before that. Standing up. There
Oh,
we go.
standing up, yeah.
I
How
know
can I
we don't
forget?
want to remember it. We want to just block it out of the mind, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. So holding on to the weight, we are standing up or pressing your feet into the ground. And then once you're standing up, you're pressing that weight up overhead, pause, and down. And slowly back down. Make sure everything is done with control. Good. Pushing your feet into the ground if you're staying seated, and then lifting the heels, lifting the weight. Down and relax. Push your feet into the ground, hold. All right, and lift your heels, lift the weight, good. And relax. Brilliant, team. Remember, it's helpful to breathe out as you stand up. Brilliant. And the first time through, I said do kind of around 10 to 15, whatever was challenging but doable for you. And unless it wasn't challenging yet, you can keep going. But you might want to think about getting into that recovery position, focusing on your breathing pattern. Good. Well done, team. Now, what was the second exercise we did with the weight? Yeah, that's right. Good. So now it's the paddling. Paddling in circles up the creek, but this time we do have a paddle. Start at a shoulder, bring it down to the opposite hip. And remember, the tighter you keep that weight to you and the smaller that paddle movement, the less intense it is. So do whatever is best for you. Maintain your breathing pattern. Good work, team. Remember, try to keep your core super, super tight as you move. Did my iPad users get Zoom sorted out? I hope so. And change directions. So keep that core tight, paddle down and bring it back up. Well done, everybody. Hey, George. How are you doing? There we go. There we go, team. Keep up your breathing pattern. You know, you guys concern me when you're so quiet. And I know most of you are just focused, but I always get into the thought that you are either struggling or that you're plotting something. And rest. Good. So again, make sure you go into that recovery position if needed. If you don't need a rest, you need active recovery, feel free to just kind of march in place. Okay, it's up to you to keep this challenging but doable. Make sure you grab a sip of water.
Good idea.
Good. Now, a lot of you drink out of coffee mugs, and it always makes me suspicious if you're actually drinking water.
Yeah, I'm drinking coffee myself. A little bit extra energy there. Yeah.
It's rum.
Mom, what?
Good idea.
Yeah.
Geez, if that's what gets you going, hey?
Yeah.
All right, we've got our third exercise. And once again, this drapes over one shoulder, just like when you're doing the dishes and you might throw a towel over your shoulder, okay? Then your opposite hand reaches across to hold that band in place so it doesn't slide, okay? And then on that same side, that hand grabs it and pulls straight down. Pull straight down and up. Good. Sure to breathe out as you pull that arm down. Good work, everybody. So maintain your breathing pattern, straighten that elbow and bring it back up with control. And I want to ask, how much fun are you having on a scale of 0 to yeehaw?
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Lots of fun. Oh dear.
I'm glad. There we go. That'll spark it up. Woo-hoo.
They must be the ones that are drinking the rum.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's why I brought it up. Now we're switching sides. Yeah, they're having a really good time.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Actually, I always thought the ones who were drinking water were having the most fun because they were well hydrated. Being hydrated is one of the best feelings.
Oh, yeah.
That's so important.
How about vodka in a water bottle? It's clear.
So deceiving can kind of trick you into thinking you're on the right path, but it doesn't have the same effect.
Darn.
The rum lubricates as well as hydrates.
Oh,
Guess it heats you up.
When we were curling, we used to use moose milk.
oh,
I'm scared to ask.
Whatever you could find was mixed in with milk.
Oh. Oh no.
Sometimes it was, oh no, yes.
That could turn out really bad really fast. Now make sure
Sometimes
we're
it was the only way you could make all the way through a Bonspiel though.
Oh. I thought it was maybe for the knees, because you have to get down low on your knees and curling a lot.
That's possibly a good reason too, yes.
Takes the sting away. All right, team, and rest. Shake out your arms.
Mm.
Good. Now you might need your recovery position here and just focus on your recovery breathing. Some of you might need to just lightly move your hands and your feet. Some of you may need to march. So do what is most appropriate for you. I do encourage you to grab a sip of water. Water has all kinds of wonderful, wonderful benefits for you. Highly encouraged. Good. Yeah, so do what feels best for you. That light movement, just sticking into that recovery. Good. Get back into your breathing pattern. There we go. Excellent. So we are going to still do a couple of strength exercises. We've got a little, got quite a bit of time left. So if you have, actually I want everyone to use their weight for this. And if you are going to stay seated, I'm going to show you seated first because I might actually I know I told you to tell me not to do this, but I might have to lift the camera up a little bit. Because there's a standing version that most of you will be able to do. So if you are staying seated, you're just gonna take your forearm, rest it on your thighs, and you're gonna be here, lifting and lowering the weight. Now, it's really, really important in both seated and standing positions that we keep that nice straight back. We don't get into a slouch. And we don't always know that we're slouching, so you have to fight hard to keep that tall posture. Okay, and then we're just gonna lift and lower the weight. Now, standing, you're just going to put one hand on the seat of your chair. Oh, maybe this will work out. And you're gonna pull that elbow up and lower it back down. So pull the elbow up, lower it back down. Good. Remember, it's helpful to breathe out as you pull that elbow up. And even from the standing position, remember what I said, get your chest up. If you feel like it's super tight in the back of your legs, bend your knees. And you can stick your bum out a little bit. Good. Remember, with control, it's really easy, just get going, but we're not trying to start a lawnmower. We're trying to build some strength in those muscles. So slow and controlled is the way to do that. Brilliant job, everybody. Good, just a couple of more. And switch sides. So turn and face the other way so that your other hand is on the chair. Good, and pull and lower. Slow and steady. And remember, the intent of the exercise is important. So if you pretend you're lifting 100 pounds, you're gonna activate your muscle more and get more strength benefit out of this movement. Good work, team. Get that chest up, nice straight flat back. Good. And rest. All right, fully resting team. Sitting down. All right, and we're just going to do a couple of sitting at the edge of your seat. You're going to cross your arms and you're going to slowly just lean back. Actually, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the nice straight back. Lean backwards just to where you feel your core tighten, and then pull yourself back up. Back just that little ways. And up. Back just a little ways. And up. Woo! Great job, team. Pull yourself up. And rest. Okay, it is time to stretch. Remember, stretch time is the perfect time to ask questions, say comments, tell a joke. All right. But let's start with one arm pressing up, the other pressing straight down. How was everybody's weekend?
Excellent.
Excellent.
Oh,
We had our
that's good.
grandson come from Edmonton and we had lots of people here for the weekend. It was great.
That's awesome. Good. Switch sides. I'm so happy to hear that. Did anybody else get up to anything?
What about you?
Me, I had a pretty terrible weekend.
Oh,
I had the stomach flu.
oh, no.
Yeah, both my partner and I had a rough Saturday, and then
Yeah.
Sunday was spent recovering.
I hear it's terrible, eh? It's really going around.
Well, we made the mistake, rest there, stretch out a leg. We made a mistake of having a night with our two friends. We were playing a board game, and they warned us, they kind of warned us that the baby, they have a little 1-year-old, had been sick. And then the next day, she had gotten sick. So they were messaging us going, hey, just a heads up.
Yeah, yeah.
Could be a stomach bug, actually. And then, yep, the next day.
Yeah.
So I messaged back and I said, so new rule, if the baby has been throwing up, we do not hang out.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that's okay. A weekend
That
is a
time of
weekend.
season, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, apparently those stomach bugs have been really going around. Switch legs. And I'm not really a stomach sickness kind of person. Like I can count on one hand the number of times I've gotten stomach sick.
Oh my gosh.
So that was interesting.
Oh dear, I'm pregnant, I'm sick.
Well, the funny part is I threw up once and my poor partner, he was going the whole day. I mostly just had a fever.
Oh,
Yeah, that's always the thought. So I looked at him and I told him he must be pregnant.
oh dear.
Being sick with a puppy, I don't even want to imagine being sick with a baby.
Uh-huh.
I think I'll make my friends some dinner. Turn in your chair or just drop the leg back behind you. We're gonna stretch out the front of that. If you also want to lift up that arm or do that, I'll turn that tricep stretch, you're more than welcome to, whatever feels good for you.
Mm, mm.
And did anyone have any questions about exercise today?
Oh, they're good.
Good. Switch sides.
Mm. Starting to loosen up a bit from the Christmas break.
Oh, that's good. Awesome. The good feeling once things start feeling good again.
Yes.
All right, team, rest there. Shake out arms, shake out legs. Now you can either keep a hand on your belly, or you can pull your hands apart as we breathe in. So let's aim for a 4-second inhale, 4-second exhale, or longer if that's your capacity. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and shake it out. Woo! Well done today, team.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Jill.
Good class.
Yeah, very good.
Well, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Maureen.